Hello everybody and welcome back to FX Street. My name is Akash and today we're going to be taking a look at the sentiment screener and discuss the altcoins that you ought to have in your watch list. So before we get into that, please make sure to head on over to our YouTube channel and hit the subscribe button. And if you want to stay updated to the hottest trends in the crypto market, make sure to also click on the bell icon. You can give us a follow on Twitter at FXSCrypto, and if you enjoy the content that I put out, make sure to give me a follow as well at Mangyako with a 0 at the end. Now, I've created a Discord group where I post my thoughts on the market and the trades that I'm willing to take. So if you like that sort of thing, make sure to go ahead and give it a follow or join the group. Right, let's get into the sentiment screener. Right, as I explain every single Monday, the sentiment screener, I don't know why it's refreshing, is basically different filters that I've created, and using those filters I kind of shortlist the coins that I'm willing to trade. So this is basically an overview. I sort this list by volume, and then I take a look at the first three coins, which indicates that which coin, basically these three coins have seen a massive increase in volume over the last 24 hours and could be worth a look. Now I'm not going to check out staked ETH. I'm just going to be looking at Chiliz or CHZ, Ripple, and then STORJ or storage. All these coins have impressive volume. Now this volume doesn't necessarily indicate that if it is a sell side volume or a buy side volume, but this is the first metric that I use to scope out my coins. And then I look at the daily active addresses. For Chiliz, looking not so good. For Ripple, things are interesting, and for STORJ also it's not an interesting look, right? But if you look at the MVRV, right, all of these are basically, except for STORJ, the Chiliz and Ripple are basically in the negative territory from a 30-day perspective. It indicates that the investors that purchased these coins are basically kind of breaking even, considering where the price is right now. But the overall, if you look at the investors that purchased these coins over the past year, these are heavily underwater, which indicates that there is a good chance for the price to bounce. Although this is not an indicator that you solely base your opinions on. It needs to be combined with different indicators to kind of get a sense of what's happening with the coin. Finally, we take a look at the inflow of these tokens into exchanges. And as you can see here, there's been a massive inflow of tokens, CHZ tokens, into exchanges. Not so much for STORJ, or we don't have information for Ripple. So let's take a look at these coins. Let's start with CHZ, Chiliz. Right, Chiliz from a daily time frame perspective looks pretty good, because it is attempting to kind of break out above this declining trend line that you see here. It's more apparent on a 4-hour time frame. Right, every time the price tested this since 10th of May, there was a rejection, and it kind of looks like the price is forming some sort of a descending triangle. Now, obviously, descending triangle has a bearish bias to it, but if Bitcoin recovers about 200 weekly moving average, there is a pretty good chances this particular setup breaks to the upside, and then the price from a daily time frame, you can see it could go up to 0.16. So from the current position, now that is roughly a 50% gain that you're looking at for Chiliz. As for the downside, if we get a daily candlestick close below equal lows here, there's a chance the price could get rejected at 0.1, and then we could see a sweep of this followed by recovery, something like this. This is what I'm looking at, but a breakdown of, or a flip of 0.08 into a resistance level would be really bad for Chiliz, and the price could go all the way down to 0.057, 0.060. So that is one thing that you have to look at. Although, like I mentioned, the inflow doesn't really look good for the token. So this there's the possibility of rejection here. It becomes more apparent when you look at the overall indicators. So Chiliz is a coin that I would kind of stay out of. Let's take a look at the next coin, which is XRP. Right, so XRP showed an unusual surge in buying pressure as it approached the 50% retracement level, or perhaps the 0.34 resistance level. The price quickly flipped above these two levels here and set up a local top where the MRI indicator also flashed a sell signal on a 4-hour time frame. As you can see here, the last sell signal was also pretty accurate, So for this particular range, the MR indicator seems to be proving accurate here. The buy signal, if you had bought after the buy signal was flashed here, you would be looking at a 28% upswing. And now the sell signal has flashed, but the buy signal, excuse me, is yet to come. So the potential play here for Ripple would be to wait for the price to, kind of bounce into this or like retest the H4 demand zone extending from 0.30 to 0.28, but I feel like that is highly unlikely, especially considering where Bitcoin is, which is above or like kind of retesting a daily demand zone. So there is a good chance this consolidation will continue and Ripple price will reverse back up again this level. So that's what I'm expecting from Ripple, something like this followed by this. So yeah, Ripple also looks good from a short-term trading perspective. Another thing that you have to kind of note is that the price is forming some sort of a trend here. So that is one thing that you have to kind of keep your eyes out for. Looks like a symmetrical triangle. So hold up, let's check this out from a higher time frame perspective. Interesting. Now you could either view this as a triangle over here, or you could just use your stuff here, and now this looks like a descending triangle, right? It is better to wait for more price action before we judge. So yeah, either way, I think for now you could be kind of scalping XRP, after this consolidation ends. Hopefully, probably time the end of this consolidation and get a 5% upswing for XRP. Let's take a look at the next coin, which was STORJ. Right, from a one-day perspective, STORJ did manage to get a good break above the 0.66 resistance level, and it flipped into a support level, and right now we're kind of struggling to kind of keep it as a support level. So this particular range here, like a lot of altcoins, when they rallied between June 18th and June 20th, somewhere between the second and the third week of June, it was an impressive rally, right? A lot of altcoins did amazing returns in that particular window. But what happened was the retracement for a lot of altcoins, they completely retraced. If not completely, they at least went down to the 70.5 fib of the particular range. But a lot of altcoins like STORJ did not do that, and they are currently hovering above or around the 50% retracement level here at 0.63 for STORJ. Now, the only way I would be kind of willing to kind of long this altcoin would be if we get a retracement down to 70.5, but another way I could trade this is if we fill the FEG here, which is extending all the way down to 0.49. So basically a long around 0.50 seems like a plausible and like a logical idea for STORJ. In that case, you could look at A, for STORJ to sweep this high time frame resistance at 0.97, B, retest this support flipped into resistance level at 1.4. So these are the three altcoins that you kind of have to have on your watch list, although the first two are the first coin, which is CHZ or Chiliz, wasn't that great. I think the next two coins do have an opportunity for the price to rally, both from a short and long term perspective. So if you enjoyed this session, please make sure to like, comment and subscribe.